Okay, hi everybody. We are gonna talk about the ego today, ego and sovereignty, because they can be kind of misunderstood, which is a bit funny, right? So we're gonna clear up some misconceptions. When people attack you, usually for being an egoist or egoic or however you want to say it, it's not actually that they are perceiving your ego. They might be seeing your true essence and flame, and they just to protect themselves, they try to shun you away and telling you that you are egocentric, and that might look like that you are rejecting their, how do we say, like they're feeding energy, feeding, if they're feeding into you and they are saying they want to keep you down because they want to keep themselves, you know, bigger, or they think that their vibrance is, or your vibrance is a threat to their vibrance, right? Then they will tell you that you're just being ego and you're being too much and so on. But actually, that is being conflated with with essence and the soul and being present. So that's a dynamic you really have to pay attention to. Like when people try to shut you down, what are they actually perceiving? They're perceiving a threat. They're perceiving they're perceiving something they can't handle, and they then want to try to diminish you if you're being too much. And then you think to yourself, "Oh, he might be right. She might be right. I might be I might be a megalomaniac or something like that." But that's not what is happening. If you are standing your ground, if you're saying like I have these boundaries, or if you are telling someone that they're being an asshole or something, or you are like rejecting a certain way that they're behaving, or so on and so on, then it's usually your right to do so, because you can feel that within, and you should try to feel that within, and you should not let anyone like try to undermine you in any way. You should not let anyone roll you over, because you are a sovereign being and you need to be creating from a sense uh, of knowing your grandeur and knowing your worth. If you are not creating from that reality, then you are not going to create the reality that you want to see. So it's not arrogant to be speaking your mind. It's not arrogant to be treating yourself as a king, or to treat yourself as a grand being. You should do that. It can be very prerogative for people who are not aligned with that kind of thinking to see someone stand their ground. Um, and they are gonna think, oh, like, because the people who are like this, they usually work 9 to 5. They everything they're taught, they have learned, they've been handed down from others. They don't think for themselves. They really like, I don't know if they like, but they really conform to societal standards. They really conform to mass consciousness. So if they see you step out of the line, first of all, they think you're fucking crazy, and they think you're crazy because, like, why would you do that? I was never told that I could do that. So why would you do that? You need to do what you're told. But that's a big fucking problem, because people like this, they never follow their own inner knowing. They never follow their dreams. They never follow anything grand. They might seem like they have a good life every time. They once in a while have a great vacation, and they go to the club and so on. There's nothing wrong with going to the club or have a great vacation. Like, that's awesome. But in the space between that, they're just working their ass off for someone else. They are not following their dreams. Their hair is falling off. The teeth are grinding. They can't even really have a real conversation on values, on the intimate understanding of themselves. They shun that away. They don't want to have those conversations. So when you start to have like these deep investigations into yourself, let's say that you in your dreams have noticed a certain direction that your soul wants you to go, or that you really feel a certain expression that you want to have in art or creation or so on, and you're just trying different, you're trying to find your soul, these people are gonna think like, why are you wasting your time? Like, I had someone tell me it's while I'm working on a lot of different stuff, also just to find out what I want to do, right? Um, I said I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, and I'm doing it to the best of my ability. And if I don't like to do it, then I'll stop doing it. Let's say then I've been writing and just trying to feel into the sense of writing, right? And then they say like, okay, so you're writing, how can you do all these things? And then this guy who is well in my family, I guess, he said like, oh yeah, you really have a lot of stuff going on, right? But why don't you just become like a I forgot what it's called, but like, why don't you just work with wood or with like masonry or something? And I'm like, I have actually not for once in my life ever thought about doing masonry or being a carpenter or anything like that. So that will be a great surprise to me if I should start doing that now. Like, why are you saying that? Like, I'm trying all these other things, doing all these other things that I really have a lot of passion for, and then you're just saying like, why don't you just follow suit and do like this random ass fucking work? And I took it actually as a big offense to me, because I was like, well, I just told you all the things that I like to do, and you're just like taking a big shit on it. And 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 I guess like he just doesn't have the honestly the imagination to understand a world that is just different than working, let's say, 9 to 5 in a very conformist job, right? Um, and if you wanted to go beyond that, then you're kind of delusional, and that's kind of crazy, and so on. And well, that's just gonna be the new economy, right? Because AI is gonna take all the fucking jobs anyway. So you have to be really creative. Like, the only way in a few years is gonna be the way of like the creators of course in technology you're gonna have it, but like very creative work, like art just has this big opportunity right now, because everything you want to see right now is gonna be of authenticity. It's gonna be expression. It's gonna be art. Is gonna be like everything that just takes people away from the mundane and into back to their soul, I would say, right? And just shows like magnificence and brilliance and greatness in a whole new way. Um, because you can get your teeth done by a fucking robot in a bit, right? And you can get your hair done by a robot. Well, I guess some of the crafts could be done by humans still, but not to the same degree that it is now. Like, people have to get their fucking ass together and stop making excuses and start creating the life like that they really, really want. Um, and when you start to do that, they're gonna call you a fucking egoist. They're gonna call you um, disillusioned. They're gonna call you crazy. But you might as well just fucking do it, because they are the ones that are fucking crazy. They are the ones that are conforming to anything but themselves. And what we are moving into now it's the age of the self. It's the age of knowing yourself deeply. It's the age of beginning to recognize what you really want to see in this world. And you have to become your best friend. You have to become your best lover. You have to become your best ally. You have to create a world that is suited for you, not anyone else, not your boss, not the fucking state, not the government, not the like, it has to be radically about yourself. And the world is gonna change for sure when that happens, because, well, I've been an activist and I've tried to help a lot of people, right? But ultimately you can't help people. You can inspire people. You can show people the way. You can light up their world with your presence, and showing them that you truly love yourself, and that's the way to do it, because they create their own reality too, and they have to take the full responsibility for their world and their health, their abundance, all this shit. And they need to really they need to surrender to what they really want to do, and it's a tough one for them to swallow when they see that maybe they've been following the wrong path for long fucking time, right? So be the way shower, be the light of the day, and be. Well, you gotta be a little tough, right? You gotta just fucking bulldoze that shit. You cannot care about their opinion. You just need to go, and fuck it up, Just go in fucking a GTFO mode, I call it. Get the fuck off, get the fuck out of my way mode. You cannot use that bullshit for anything. They're not gonna tell you anything that you want to hear. They're gonna tell you are not worth this. Let's say you set a price for a product you're trying to make in your business. You're gonna say like, "There's no way you can take that price for your product," and that's not really them who's deciding it, right? Like it's you who's gonna decide that, and ultimately you have to know your worth and you have to set a certain price. So there's all these like, I guess it's just like that sense of self-worth, like it's just getting in the way, but it can't get in your way anymore, and it needs to just be um it needs to just be you with you and your fucking AI just deciding what's gonna go on now, and you're gonna then create and drag in the world that you want to see, and it's gonna come to you for sure. Thank you, bye.